So I have this actually really small, but to me like really humorous, funny, completely unexpected, like social transition thing I really want to talk about. But I have no idea how to start this video. Welcome to Gender Mix. My name is Carrie. I have to talk about the gay stare. Like, I don't know another way to put it, but that's what I have to talk about because I am finding that I personally am having to navigate it, and it's a lot more difficult than one would expect to navigate this as an adult person. I'm gonna back up because you might be like, what the heck are you talking about? So we are socialized as people to be in the girl group or the boy group our whole lives. I don't think anyone can really argue with that. Like, that's just how our society works. And as part of that, like, we are socialized to interact differently with one another, with people of our perceived same or different genders. And like, yes, that's leaving out non-binary people, but that's like, I'm talking about society, not the reality that I live in personally. So if you are unaware, if you are I'm gonna say like male or female, but I'm talking about how you're perceived in society. So it could be cis, it could be a non-binary person perceived this way, it could be a trans person. But if you are male perceived in society and you see another male perceived stranger person out in the wild, you do not make eye contact with them. And if you accidentally do, it can't last for more than like 1.2 seconds or it automatically means you're gay. Like, that's just the rules, I don't make them. That is how like straight men just interact with one another. And even like when I started thinking about this, I realized even a lot of times when you watch like television shows, men are never shown like facing each other talking. They're always like sitting next to each other, like at a bar or on a couch or some way where they couldn't possibly make any type of eye contact for an extended period of time. And I think that's really like telling about a lot of things, but that's just how it is. So then there's this kind of cultural phenomena that has developed because of that, I assume, amongst some, like, this is also going to be a little bit stereotypical, and I am acknowledging that, but again, I don't have better language for it. So among gay men, where if you are out and about at the Target or the grocery store and you see another person that you think could be a gay man, or you're hoping is a gay man, you can make eye contact with that person and hold it for more than the 1.2 seconds. And that's an indicator that, yep, we're both under an umbrella that we could be perceived as gay men or like, yes, bi, queer, whatever label, but like on that general playing field. That can also be elevated in certain circumstances to be like, yes, we are both on that team, and now it's an invitation maybe for like something else. And again, like, that's stereotypical, I know, but it also is a real life thing that happens. And like, I've joked about this in the past with like groups of like gay and queer friends where like I can like distinctly remember a conversation at a gay bar with one of our straight friends. And at the time, like, I didn't know I was queer. And I was like, at the time I was like, I'm straight and I know what that is, and like joking about it, but it's like a thing, it's a thing. But it's really hard to navigate because if I'm walking about in my neighborhood or any of the neighborhoods I frequent, which are all happy neighborhoods, like there are rainbow flags, sometimes even trans flags out and about in most of the places I go in my city. It's a progressive city. People are often visibly queer. And I make eye contact with attractive men because I am a person who is attracted to men. And when I say that, yes, I mean cis men, can be trans men, can be non-binary people who I might perceive as male or masculine or under that umbrella. Like, I'm not excluding any of those people, but that is aesthetically what I'm attracted to. And previously in my life, I could kind of slyly admire those people and usually go about my business without any kind of interaction, because also when people assume you're a woman, they give you like no time of day whatsoever, or they like harass you. It's that you either don't exist or you exist long enough for them to catcall you, right? But now that I have, for whatever reason, something in the past couple of weeks has like shifted where I am passing as male out, like just out and about in public much more frequently than I was before. And that's fine. And I don't like, it's funny to me because like I've joked about this, I knew it was like a thing kind of, but I like at no point in my like thought process was I like, oh, eventually I'm going to have to know how to do the gay stare correctly so I'm not accidentally like inviting more than I'm intending to, but also like navigating spaces correctly in this social context, right? Because I am very comfortable in groups of men, whether they're gay, straight, mixed, whatever. Like, I've my whole life been in groups like that. So like that general socialization, I actually, unlike many other trans masculine people I hear talk, like I don't have a difficult time like with bro code or like man code or like fitting into those circles. Like I kind of do that naturally just because of my own personal history and personality, I think. But like I just walked outside of my house and a person in like an apartment complex at the end of my street came walking out, and I like noticed they were kind of an attractive person, and then like the gay stare happened and I was like, okay, like so they were kind of looking away. Like I don't know the like correct level of like how long do I stare at you to be like, yep, we're on that general team and that's it, versus like, because it's awkward to like look at someone and hold eye contact for several seconds like a stranger and then look away and then be aggressively not looking at that person while you're both like clearly you're walking directly towards one another, correct, right? And like you're gonna pass each other, so you've made this eye contact and you've held it. Oh, you can't. You're making this eye contact and you're holding it, but now it's like, oh, now it's weird, so I'm gonna look away because patriarchy probably. But you're like aggressively looking away from them. And it's weird enough when it happens with like men in general, like when I'm out and about, but it's like a natural thing because both of us are aggressively looking away. But when it's gay men, I'm just like, you're attractive, and I'm okay with being perceived as like male and gay in general. Like I would much rather be perceived as non-binary, but I'm a realist about the society I live in. And this was just something I was not prepared for, and I think it's funny. But also like, if you are a trans masculine person who is physically transitioning, especially, and I would say like, because I'm in a progressive city, I see a lot of people out that are like visibly queer, and so that happens some. And maybe even less because they're visibly queer, like there's not that need for connection. Whereas if I'm in like a more rural area or like just less populated or more conservative, I could see that being even more awkward on some levels because you're looking for like that pure connection. Like, yes, there's another one of us, but I'm not like trying to get with you necessarily. Like, I didn't know how to start this. I clearly don't know how to finish it. It wasn't something I anticipated. So if you're a trans masculine person who is also attracted to men, like, and you're out and about and this is happening and you didn't know why, that's why. It's the gay stare. And again, like if somebody has better language for it, that's fine, like let me know. But it's a thing, and it's a thing that I'm not good at yet. But notice I said yet, because it's a growth mindset. I'm gonna get better at it. It's one of my life goals, to be better at the gay stare. Anyways, like this has been a video of some sort about a thing that happens in life. Most of my videos are probably better than this, but like it just keeps happening, and it just happened again, and I needed to talk about it. And eventually I'm going to talk about how people in general are much nicer to me now that they think that I'm a boy and not a girl. Alright, I have to shut up now. So, goodbye. Have a great week. I hope this was at least entertaining for you. I know it didn't probably teach you anything. Bye.